Hi, my name is Shona, and this is my application for the Do More with Your Dog instructor certificate. I have Odie here today, and he's going to help me do a bunch of tricks. So first thing we do is we ask Odie, are you ready? You ready? Yeah? Good boy. Okay, sit. Hold it. Yes, very good. Very good. Now Odie's going to roll himself in a blanket. Down. Tuck in. Good boy. Down. Head down. Head down. Yes, good boy. Bang, bang. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Next, I'm going to teach 3 different tricks. So the first trick I'm going to teach is a roll over. Now with the roll over, I like to teach it with a marker. So I'm going to say yes to Odie every time he does something that I like. The first thing I'm going to shape with Odie is I'm going to use a lure, which is a piece of food, and he's going to follow a piece of food. We'll make sure that he's really comfortable following a piece of food. And we have him down. So the first thing I'm going to reward is a nice down like this. Good boy. The second thing we want to do is we want to have the dog have one shoulder contact the floor. So I'm going to use a lure, and just by pressing back into the shoulder, I'm waiting for Odie to put his shoulder on the ground. Yes, right there. Let's try it again. So he's down, we'll reward that. Then I want a shoulder on the ground. Yes, very good. And that might be your session. If your dog is not showing any signs of stress, you can continue on by moving your hand in a circle and luring the dog over. So you're bringing the food from the dog's mouth towards their backbone and around. So I'll just demonstrate that. Roll over. Roll over. Very good. Okay, sit. Down. Down. Good boy. Roll over. Yes, good boy. Down. Roll over. Yes, very nice. And over time you can fade the lure and just put it on a verbal command. So that's roll over. The next trick we're going to do is a bow. So for this one, we like the dog in a nice stand. And what I'm going to do again is take a lure, and I'm going to press back into Odie on a diagonal line towards his back feet. And what I'm looking for is for his elbows to move. The minute his elbows move a little bit, I'm going to mark and reward. So stand. And then I'm just going to look for his elbows to move. Bow. Yes, very good. Now Odie laid down that time, so we're going to try it again. I'm looking for his hind end to stay tall and his back end, or his front end, to fold down. Stand. Bow. Yes. So he's in perfect position now. He's got his elbows on the ground, his bum's nice and high. We're going to release the treats when his bum is high. If he gets out of position, we just remove the treat. If he gets back into position, bow. We can reward him. Now, it's difficult for dogs to go from bow to down and from down to bow. Down to bow is a different skill set. Bow. So you'll have to train those separately. Good boy. Sit. Just run out of treats. Sit. Stay. The next trick we're going to work on is say your prayers. So this trick builds on a trick that you've learned previously, which is paws up I'm going to reward this paws up position. What I'm looking for is for Odie to put his eyes on my arm. So with that, yes, good boy. I'm just going to use a lure and lower my hand. Yes. And lower, oh, okay, get it. Pause up. So I'm just going to lower my hand, and when he offers his eyes under my arm, yes, I mark and reward. Now I'm really careful not to reward him when his paws are off my arm. So he gets off, treat goes away. Pause up. Good boy. Prayers. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So you can add a cue, then the action, prayers, and then the reward. Very good, Odie. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach how to train a dog to hold an object in their mouth. And I'm going to teach that using a clicker. So a clicker is a little acoustic device. It's a little box with a metal tongue in it. And you can press it and it makes a clicking sound. It's really good to use a clicker when you're training because it provides a really sterile learning environment. You can also train with your voice using using cues you can also train with your voice, but using a clicker provides you with a really consistent way to communicate with your dog. The first thing you want to do when you're working with a clicker is you want to do something called load the clicker. And that just means we're going to associate the noise with a food reward. So the first thing you want to do is you just want to click your dog about 10 to 15 times, just for being a dog. You're not asking them to do anything at this point. We're just associating a food reward with the clicking sound. Odie loves this part. He's well conditioned to the clicker. The second thing you want to do is find a behavior that you want to reinforce. So with the clicker, when he hears the sound, it means that whatever he's doing with his body is correct. The clicking sound acts as a bridge from when he does the action to when he gets the reward. So he does an action I like, I click it, that reinforces that action. The click means a reward is coming. And it's a sacred pact between you and your dog. If you click, you must treat. I always rule on the side of the dog. So be nice and generous with your treats while you're clicker training. I like to break my treats up into little pieces. So the next thing you want to do when you're teaching a dog hold it is you want to get something that they want to hold in their mouth. So Odie likes squeaker toys, and I've seen him play with this toy quite a bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offer the toy to Odie, and I'm going to reward him for any interaction with the toy. Good boy. So if he sniffs it, if he licks it, if he takes a step towards it, I'm going to reward it. So he's offering a nice open mouth now, and I'm going to reward that. Slowly over time, I'm going to do something called up the ante, where I'm going to ask Odie to do something slightly harder. This time I want him to open his mouth and have the toy in his mouth. Good boy. Then I want to have, once he's successfully doing that a number of times, 75% of the time when you offer the dog, good boy. Then you can ask for something slightly harder. You can ask for the dog to hold the item for 1 second. 1. Good boy. Good boy. And then slowly, in a number of training sessions, session by session, what you want to do is ask the dog for more and more, but only add a few seconds at a time. So for Odie here, I like a nice 10-second hold. It gives you a nice chance to take a picture or what have you. Hold. Good boy. Now I don't always make it harder and harder for Odie. Sometimes I just have him do a quick hold and I reward him right away. Good boy. It's a very difficult trick to teach if you have a real food hound like I do, because the dog has to delay gratification in order to get this treat or get this trick. So just be patient with your dog. You might, in the beginning stages, you might have to use even a food item to get the dog to bite the object. So you can use something like a carrot or a bully stick. Okay, that concludes my video. Thank you.